Well, people do know about you.
Man,
I was about to say,
Your stuff is public. Your stuff is
P,
public.
my shit is public record. P,
Like,
I don't know
you
what
know
you
what I'm
Your
saying?
saying.
stuff is out there.
She about to cuss me out if she sees this. She does not want me talking about her. I mean, you got to think like we have babies together.
Yeah, that's
we
what
have
I'm
a
saying.
6-year-old and we have a
you got a
7-month-old.
young one,
You know what I
dog.
mean?
Like,
So
man.
Do you feel like you haven't got everything out of your system?
I don't think it's everything out. I just think I gotta watch. This shit's gonna go on
Damn,
every
this is
blog right
tough.
now if I say what it is.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Truth After Dark.
Do you think that men or women are more toxic?
Put your seatbelts on. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Welcome to another edition of the Truth After Dark with Paul Pierce and Azar Farideh. And I have a special guest, all the smoke, my friend, Matt Barnes. What's up, brother?
P, what up?
How you doing, man?
I told you this was your call, and I said P after dark.
He didn't say this a long time ago.
Like
He was telling
5
me.
years ago.
He didn't say this
I was
a long
like, P
time
after
ago.
dark is gonna
We
be your
done
calling,
had-
bro. I'm good, man. Congratulations. This is dope. I got a chance to meet your co-host outside, and this is what's up, man. I like this real raw, uncut shit because you don't get it. Everyone
Yeah.
sugarcoat shit, but
Yeah.
you guys are real
Yes.
and uncut. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
appreciate
That
you,
means a
man.
lot.
Thanks for pulling up on us, man. But
No,
I
that
want to
means a
get
lot.
so what we try to do on this platform, we're a little different. Like, we try to get the other side of people.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody know you as Matt Hooper, all the smoke, but we just try to touch another side that people don't know about you. But people do know about you.
Man,
I was about to say,
Your stuff
I'm
is
like, P,
public.
like, yeah.
Your stuff is
P,
public.
my shit is public record. P,
Like,
I don't know what
what
you
I'm
Your
saying?
saying.
Now
stuff
that I
is
think
out
about it,
there.
Now I think about it, like, you've been in a couple public relationships, and I don't know what that feel like.
Like, what does that feel like, especially having all your stuff in the media, and especially right
It's
now?
tough.
I can't imagine the scrutiny that you're under.
It's tough, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I gave that security away when I decided to do family reality TV.
Yeah.
On top of playing in
True.
the NBA, it's already they already kind of try to pry and see what life is like. But when you open up that door to your home, you kind of take.
Yeah.
I can't say like, damn, I wish this didn't happen because I allowed it to start. You know what I mean? I
Very
did
true.
Basketball Wives. Shaq talked me into doing the Basketball Wives.
Yeah.
And we did the first season of that, and then came to LA with it. And then we just did, the Barnes Bunch last year.
Do you think that, like, because I looked at, like, people who in reality TV shows who are in a relationship, it just seems like everybody never works out. You think that because you being vulnerable, because you're on the show, because you open
Good
it up,
question.
that it just like,
Yeah.
No, I definitely wouldn't blame it on the show. I would
Yeah.
just blame it, to be honest with you, just like life. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Life.
But
know
do
what I
you
mean?
think this though? Like, I have a question. When you're in a public relationship, right, and you get all these like people talking about your relationship, do some of those things they say plant seeds? Maybe not in your head because you're used to it, but maybe your partner's head.
It could. I mean, I can only speak for
Yeah.
myself. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know me, they'll talk about, but I'll say my shit back if I feel the
Right.
need. If someone's too disrespectful,
say
you
shit
know me. So I mean, like I said, I gave that privacy away. I gave that security away. You know what I mean? So like I said, I can't get mad when people comment on what I've done or my relationship or my family because like I've opened that to the world.
Very
does
true.
that bring more pressure on a relationship though? Like, because like everywhere you go, you out, everybody know.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, to be honest with you, I wouldn't say pressure, to be honest with you, P. It's just the relationship overall. Relationships are hard, man. You know
For
what I mean? Like
sure.
we've
Very
all
much.
been in, and we've all
sure.
won in relationships and we've all lost in relationships.
For
And,
sure.
and when you add kids to that dynamic, it's even deeper. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So at the end of the day, if unfortunately relationships that don't work out, you still got to go all in for the kids. And, that's where I'm really at with it.
Yeah, so like on the first episode, I said this. I said relationships or marriage is for old people and poor people. What do you think about that?
I mean, I wouldn't.
Like
I
marriage.
don't like
I
to
said
talk.
marriage.
You be saying some wild shit. I don't like to talk about people's economic status, but I will say back in the day, people stayed married for convenience.
Exactly.
Very true.
You know
My
what I mean? Like
mom told me this.
my mom and dad were together for a long. I mean, rest
Because
in
they
peace
had
to
a
my
bunch of
mom,
kids.
and I, I love my dad to death. But I think my mom probably stayed longer than she should have because she didn't really have no. She was a stay-at-home mom.
You know
So it's
that
convenience.
Forbes just said,
Convenience.
I just read an article on Forbes and the percentage might be wrong, but I think it was 45% of people are in marriages for financial convenience.
I'm not mad at that.
Well, that's
And
what I'm saying.
Right. And I get that.
I think there's a shady side of it of like I'm trying to live off your money, and then I
Yeah.
think like when we came, I was born in 1980. Like our mom, a lot of moms were stay-home moms at that time. You know what I mean? So it was
Yes,
just kind of like it's
absolutely.
all I know. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So my parents were married 28 years before my mom passed. God rest her soul. But she was telling me like, all right, baby, as soon as you graduate, I'm gonna leave. As soon as your sister graduates, I'm gonna leave. As soon as your brother graduates, I'm gonna leave. And then she ends up passing, but at the end of the day, they still loved each other, and they said their piece before she passed. But it's just like I think it was just a different time back then. I will say marriage. I'm not. You know, we were talking off camera. Like I'm not afraid. It's not out of the picture for me. I just think
You'll do it
to your
again.
point, I want to be older.
Yeah.
Let
Why?
me be
Why?
50, 55, maybe even 60. Just because.
Do you feel like you haven't got everything out of your system?
I don't think it's everything out. I just think I want. I gotta watch. This shit's gonna go on every
this
blog
is
right
tough.
now if I say what it is. I just feel like I don't know. Obviously, relationships are hard and
I
kids
really
complicated.
Because it's just
I had to catch myself.
vulnerable.
I just think older. I just think I need to be older. I just turned 45. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I do want to settle down and be with someone and you know, sail off into the sunset or whatever it may be. But it's just I don't feel like it's obviously, you know, it's
Like
just not right now.
but like this is the deal. Like you coming off a situation, you were engaged, or you have been married.
I've been married,
and then you've been engaged again. Y'all were together a number of years, and that broke off. Do you feel like there's a chance there can be some reconciliation?
Oh man, you guys, she's about to cuss me out if she sees this. She does not want me talking about her, so I'm gonna pass on that.
No, you can pass
respectfully
on that,
because
no, that's respectful.
you know I want to stay and
Yeah.
it's fresh and
because I love
and we have kids that watch. I mean, you got to think like we have babies together.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
we
what
have
I'm
a
saying.
6-year-old and we have a 7-month-old.
One,
you know what I mean?
Like,
So.
Man.
But outside of that, for me, it's hard as a woman because I'm with two men, right? And you guys are 45, you're like 47 or something. And, you know, as a woman, I get confused because I'm like, why does it take men to be 60 years old to want to settle down? Like, you know?
Maybe 60 was a stretch, but I'd probably say in my 50s.
I'll tell you this.
But it's like, do you not get it out your system already?
I don't think it's about
years?
getting out the system.
It's not even the man. It's just you got
to
to think about the man and the position he in too.
For sure.
Like we are like when you look at former athletes, when you look at the percentage of us who they say the 90% of former athletes, let's just say NBA only, they divorce 90% after they retire because the lifestyle change and you home all the time. It's cool when
on the road.
When you on the road, you miss each other, but then you come home
face to face every day.
Face to face,
gets real.
Get hard. So then, like the thing is, so now we retire. We used to the cheers, all that. You understand? Even in retirement, like I go places and I'm still cheered. I'm this or that, and it's just like people still pulling at you. It's still a thing. You know, you walk into a place and you got like, man, I'm with my wife and there's somebody over here. He's trying to slide me a number. I'm like, damn, like what's going on? Like it's the temptations that be happening. And I'm not saying that's an excuse for it, but it just like, damn, like for a motherfucker who ain't got them type of temptations, it can last longer. And then it's just like, that's what we come into the league, because like this is the thing. We come into the league or professionalism or whatever field we on, right? Like I remember me as a rookie, like, you know, where they at? You know, I got some money now. Like, where they at? And so now you like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I ain't never had this before. So now you in that culture of that.
But do you feel like as a woman then, let's say me and you were giving me advice as a sister or something, would you say like don't
I'll
even
say don't fuck with him.
So don't settle down with a man until he's 60 is what you're trying to tell me.
I wouldn't say 60.
But
60 is
you know,
older.
50.
You know what?
I
I
would
wouldn't
say-
say this, man.
What?
I wouldn't
No.
say don't fuck with them because I do feel this. It don't matter if you're rich, poor, middle class, or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that all relationships now in today's climate have an expiration date. I will never regret none of my relationships. They got me somewhere mentally.
You learn
But
something.
I want to
I
say,
learned
why would you
something.
say don't do it then? I want to hear from him.
In if I was telling you like as a little sister, I just obviously have discretion on your type of men. I think sometimes women like, you know that there's certain motherfuckers that ain't shit, but they have the tattoos, the money, they're in this, they're in that, and you still fuck with them. So I would just say sometimes you got to change
Because
what
they
you're.
just like that.
They are.
They are.
The women are.
The
Some
women
of them are.
They
Some of them are.
portray
Some
this,
of them no,
but they portray
but
something.
P, a lot of
that-
them think they could change you or change
Yes,
that person.
that's true.
That part.
That
That's true.
person. So I
That
think
part is
sometimes
true.
But
as a
men-
woman, you have to change yours of okay, what am I looking at? What do I really want? Do I want him or do I want the dude that's a little bit more boring that we're gonna do some different shit, but it's gonna be real, authentic. You know, we're gonna prick our fingers and put our blood together. I know he has my back for life. I just think it's these are like Paul said on top of it, and it's not to sound any sort of type of way, but you play a long time in the NBA, and then P and I both transitioned into media now, so it's just like, and I was a role player. I wasn't even Paul's a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? I wasn't even close to Paul's level, but my transition into media has us, still like household
Cracking.
faces and
Relevant.
for a better word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like obviously it takes a strong man to constantly, like Paul P said, like deny the shit and turn it away. And I don't even think it's even men on our level. I just think men in general, like the way social media is set up and the world is set up, it's bound for, I don't care how faithful you may think someone is, like I have a firm believing that there's always someone else can, if you're acting up, there's always someone I can text. If I'm acting up, there's always someone you can text type shit.
But so
now
then,
you may not react on it.
Yeah.
And the guy may react on it.
Yeah.
But just to know, like sometimes, like to know there's an intimate connection and damn, they really just talk knowing what the dude really wants. It's just like, damn, sometimes that cuts a man deeper.
Yes,
Like, oh,
I
damn.
can agree.
Okay, there's some feeling behind that shit.
I can agree. So well, this is my thing then. Why agree to be in a monogamous relationship then? Because, I was talking to another basketball player, I won't say his name, but I don't know, it's probably a public thing, but he's like, I'm polygamous and I do this and I do that. Are you with it?
What's
And
that
I'm
mean?
like polygamy means you have a wife or whatever, a girl, and you are open. You guys have other women that come in. You have multiple women. You have multiple girls. He was explaining. He said sometimes the woman will mess with the girls, but that's not necessary. They don't have to. So
That's
it doesn't have to
dangerous.
be a lesbian thing.
I
Over
think
the
that's
long course of
more of a
time.
train wreck than just a regular, because once you start letting other people in your bedroom, you're just opening Pandora's box.
I agree. But the woman supposedly, she doesn't mess with men.
Allegedly.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
But the thing about it is do you feel like the monogamy then it makes the woman act a certain way? Like for instance, if I know that you're open, I might stop giving you certain treatment. So I feel like men will be like, well, I'm just gonna be monogamous. They're really cheating, but they know the woman's gonna be devoted and give you all my love. So I'm just gonna say this because I know this is what she wants. Is that what it is? Because I'm trying to figure out for me. I'm asking for me. Okay, I want to know.
She said, "I want that for me."
I want to know for me. I have questions. I need answers.
I think it was something you was talking to Bo Peep about too earlier before the show. It's just like when women do something, there's purpose and meaning and feelings behind it.
For sure.
Men can just have sex.
Exactly.
Boom.
I agree.
Men can have sex.
Boom. I really believe that.
I believe that too.
And I think some women probably can do that too. But I think a majority is more men. I think obviously there's real feelings and intimacy and passion behind women when they're going to make a move, especially a real one.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Great. I believe
but
that.
us, like it could really just be what it was.
Leave it there.
And is it just because it's the temptation there? You're like, wow. Because I can't imagine
Maybe
being
it's
a
just
man.
like breaking old habits. I mean, like I said, we play in the league for, 14, 15 years.
Yeah, I get
you know
that.
what I mean? So it's just like, and that's no excuse. So I'm not making excuse for any
for sure.
dog-headed behavior, because I'm someone who is very self-aware and need this cleansing and getting in touch with the Lord and getting counseling but like just being real with you, it's just like it's
real.
It's old habits.
That's
you know what I mean? And we
habits
only live once. You know what I mean? With all due respect.
You talked about something this was interesting. You said on the last podcast you did with
Jason, right?
Jason Wilson.
Jason Wilson. You said, I know how to give love, but I don't know how to receive it. I was like, ooh.
That's really deep, actually. Can you unpack
Damn,
that?
can you?
Damn. Yeah, I mean,
because like this how I took it. And before you go, as a guy who been a provider his whole life, who gave.
Yeah.
I felt that when he said that. Because we in a position to where we give to everybody.
Make sure everybody's good.
Make sure everybody good.
Make sure Christmas is great. Thanksgiving is great.
All
Holidays
us.
are great.
Man, and even like to today, like I give like certain things, like it don't even have to be material, but like I don't expect nothing.
Yeah.
Because us as men, I feel like we put in this society to where we supposed to give and just take it, whatever. You get nothing, but you give all the time.
Yeah.
When you said that, I was like, damn, that was real.
What does that mean for you?
What does that
I just
mean?
think more coming from a standpoint of, I mean, I love to be able to give and take care of my family, and it's a village of people that I take care of, and I feel proud that I've been able to work my ass off and where I came from to be able to provide for people, give back for people.
Mm.
My twins, it was funny, like my twins' mom and I got in a little argument today because I wanted to bring another kid to the twins' weightlifting session. She's like, well, why don't you just let it be the twins and let them focus? I'm like, the twins are going to be fine. I want to give this other kid that's good, that doesn't have the opportunity or the means. I didn't say this to her because I didn't even want to get that deep with her. It's 10 years later, but I want to be able to help him. You know what I mean? So we've always taken pride in being able to help, but also feeling like doing that is enough for a woman. And it's not like I'm a provider, I'm a protector, but I realized personally, and through counseling and understanding, like childhood trauma shapes the men we are today.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, and I came up in a rough, two parents were, functioning drug users, and dad was in the streets making ends meet. And there was violence, and there was drugs, and there was, just a lot of shit going on. So that's what I grew up on. You know what I mean? So my dad and I connected on a level of sports, and then he loved to fight. And he told me to start fighting because I faced a lot of racism as a young, because I'm Italian and black.
Where you get it from
now.
At 9 years old, man, that's when I started fighting. So it's just like I learned to sports and I learned to fight. That's what I learned from my dad. And my mom gave me the love. So it was never really,
that's traumatizing.
And I felt like it was never really, my dad was a tough love. You know what I mean? So it's just like that creates shit now that I'm learning. Like I don't let my guard down. I'm not empathetic. There's a lot of different things I'm not. Even though I don't think I'm a bad person, like there's still just a lot of qualities that I have a hard time unleashing because I was just never really taught to unleash that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like I said, I'm at the age of 45 now where I want to learn that. I want to find tools to handle that. And I think a lot of us have PTSD one way or another, the way we grew up, what we've been through.
The black community as a whole is PTSD.
Come on, and it's,
like when we look back at it.
Yeah.
And it's never been a conversation. And I salute dudes like Kevin Love and who else came out? DeMar DeRozan and guys that were brave enough to come out and say that, because people think, men in general, but particularly athletes, like, oh, you got all this money. You're like, nah, like we're human. We got a lot of shit going on. You know what I mean? So I just think it's not a normal conversation for us, which is unfortunate. Like we had the conversation with Jason Wilson, and the comments were like, man, we need to have this more often. We need to have a safe place to, because we've been taught with like, don't cry, suck it up, get over it. And I still have some of that to this day to my 4 sons. But at the same time, I'm open to the idea of, hey, it doesn't have to be like, it's okay to show those emotions and let it out. Because again, that's healthy.
It
you know?
is.
So,
And you said you haven't cried in 30
man, 30 years. I don't,
Yeah.
you know, and
Damn.
if you think about it, like, you know, I lost my mom. I've been married in that
Yeah.
time. I've had 4 sons in that time. You know, there's been different reasons for me to sad and happy reasons to cry,
Man.
but I just haven't. Like, I don't know why.
Do you internalize your pain a lot, or
I
how do you
just-
deal with it?
I just feel like I have to be a man. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Like,
You
put
just
my
numb
shit
it.
put my shit to
Yeah.
the back. Like, I have 4 sons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, like, to me, it's just like, you're built for this shit.
Are you gonna
I
do
will
something
say
different
this.
with them?
Oh no, I definitely, like I said, I
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
want them to be in touch with. I don't want them to have to grow up with the kind of mentality that I had to, and they won't have to,
Yeah.
because I mean, I grew up food stamps and family
Yeah.
living with each other, and you know, shit like that. Like, my kids grew up behind gates and private schools and
Yeah.
that kind of shit, but I still have to teach them the realities of life. Like, not everyone has and I'm not even saying I got all kinds of money. I'm just saying not everybody lives and has the opportunity and the privileges that you have. So respect that and understand that.
For
Let me
sure.
say this.
Go
As a
ahead.
black kid in America, growing up in my era and my era, we taught to be tough.
Have to.
We taught to be like, ain't no crying.
Mhm.
Ain't no like your uncle or yo
Somebody gonna punch you in the chest.
Man, it's gonna be like, don't you cry. We
Mhm.
taught to be like, nah, we ain't. Nah, chest up, chin out. Nah, because the next man will step on you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's the teachings of my era of growing up. Like, you can't show no emotion.
Yeah.
You can't come out here and
It's a sign of weakness.
it's a sign of
I'm gonna
weakness
attack
as a
that.
black kid.
Yeah.
Think about this, and Matt said it like we don't even realize it, but we the most traumatized race
For
in
sure.
all America. Because I
Yeah.
think it's like, you know what I
We're
told somebody?
programmed.
Because like me growing up, they was like, damn, what you want to be when you get older? Or, you know, my answer was, somebody asked me this question, I remember, and it was like, man, I just, like, for me growing up, where I grew up at, I said, I just want to make it to 21.
You sound like a movie. Talk to him, Paul.
Like, do you hear what I'm saying? I want to make it to 21 without being dead or in jail.
No, we're programmed.
Because that's where I grew up around. Everybody I knew before they got 21 was dead or in jail.
What do you mean we're programmed?
Man,
I
that's the
understand
community.
it.
I mean, it's
but-
tough. Like, I think our
Yeah.
parents, and I didn't grow up in a gang filled area. I grew
Yeah.
up in a area with a lot of different Mexicans, blacks. There was some white power folks. There was Russians. So I grew up in kind of a mixed area, but there was always trouble to get into, fights to get into, but it wasn't it wasn't next level. But why I say it was we're programmed is because we grew up in a different era. Like, we played outside. We were outside getting life
Right.
lessons. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you had to be tough outside. Our kids grow up in the house. Like, we have to motherfucker go outside and get
Stop
some
getting off
sun.
these video games.
Like, you know,
Touch some grass.
You know, bro, we was with 10 a.m., 9 a.m.
real.
We're if you know, as soon as we're done with our homework after school, we in the streets, and then on the weekends we're 9 a.m. We're playing tag, we're in the creek, we're climbing trees, we're going to the pond, we're going to go
On the
steal something
real.
from AM PM.
On
Like,
the
we're on the
real.
move.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So
On the real.
that's where we learned life. Our first kiss, our first fight, all that shit happened out there. So our kids don't have, like, I don't, first of all, I think the world's changed. I don't even trust my kids outside no more. I don't like you could go play in the backyard, but I don't trust my kids riding bikes and walk. There's too many weirdos out here now. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So it's just like, our kids don't get the hard knock lessons that we got.
That's real.
You know what I mean? So we have to
Damn,
kind of
that's real.
we have to fill those voids with other
For sure.
real life lessons.
I have a question for both of you guys, because you're both black men, right? Do you feel you're deserving of love?
I'll
let you go first.
What you mean?
Because a lot of
That's
people,
not even-
it is a real thing. What is your? What,
do I
you think you're
feel I'm deserving of
Because
love?
I think
deserving of love.
Yes.
I don't know how to.
Of what from?
So this is what I'm
like
saying.
I
Listen.
like the ultimate love from me is like my kids, my dogs, and do I want a relationship full of love?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You want it, right? But
Yeah, I
like that's
want
a
it.
part
You gotta
of
want it though.
yeah, that's a part of feeling like
that love you gotta want. And the thing about a relationship love is the most different love from any other love, because, like, you know, I get love from my kids is unconditional.
yeah.
They don't look at me like that. So a love from relationship, you really gotta love me, because I'm like, all right, you know, I got shit that you don't like about me. It's never gonna be you gonna like everything about somebody.
No.
Like, oh, he snore, or
Yeah.
he leave his clothes over here, or yeah, he do this, like whatever. So, like, to be deserving of love, every black man should be like wanting
Yeah,
to be
but you
deserving.
should, but a lot don't. And a lot struggle with that. And I'll even say for me, as a woman, there was a long period of time
Because
where I
if
didn't
you
feel
don't feel like you deserving the love, then you feel like you a piece of shit.
I know. I feel like you
Like,
know, because
why not?
I mean, I feel what you're saying, Paul. Like, I feel like I deserve it, but I also feel like I do a lot. I sabotage it as well.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm a
like,
self-sabotager. You
That's
know what
fine,
I mean?
but
I am
that's
too.
Obviously,
fine.
I want the love and it feels
Damn.
good, but like I do stuff to fuck it up. You know what I mean?
Damn,
Like
that's
I've only
real.
really had 2 real relationships, both of them public.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like I do. Like I love the love, but I don't know. I just need some work.
You
Yeah,
love
for
it though,
sure,
but this
for
is what I'm
sure.
saying.
Yeah.
You could
But,
love
like,
the
dude,
love.
like,
Listen
for
to what
you-
I'm saying though. You could love the love, but you can also sabotage it because something subconsciously you feel like do I really deserve this? Is this too
Yeah,
good to be true?
I'm not mad at
Do
that.
I really feel like I'm worthy of this? Am I a piece of shit because I do X, Y, and Z? Because I have been this person in my past.
Nah,
Do
Do I
ain't feeling
deserve
that.
to
I ain't
really be
going.
loved?
I
That
ain't-
really
Or
is
do
a
I
real
deserve?
thing.
Do I deserve
Yeah.
the karma
Nah,
that's
we
coming
deserve
and
that.
I get?
Exactly.
And
Am I gonna get the
No.
karma?
because I'm a very self-aware, self-aware type
That's
person,
crazy.
and I think about that.
Yeah,
Like,
me
damn,
too.
like when bad
Yeah.
shit happens to me, I'm just like, it's not because of that, but you deserved it because you did this.
Yes,
like you deserve this, so take it.
exactly.
You know
That's
what
what
I mean?
I'm
So it's
saying.
just like I'm someone that can look myself in the mirror and see my soul and see my faults and also see where I'm
Yeah.
good at. You know what I mean? And I think that's hard for some people to be able to look because a lot of people want to lie to themselves.
Yes.
Like I'm not someone that's going to blame anything on anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm someone that I'm very, and unfortunately it's a selfishness, it's a dog-headedness. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? At times, but
It is. Yeah.
it's a lot of men are that way, but I just don't feel like they're comfortable enough to kind of admit we want to blame everything else instead of like, nah, motherfucker, it's the person you see in the mirror, and that's the person you got to fix.
It's only one true love, and it's got to go through God. I believe that now because I've been like lately, I've been spiritual now, and I'm like seeing a whole different side of me.
I want that.
I love
swear
that.
to God.
Because I grew up football is for
Right.
Sundays. That's how I
Yeah.
grew up. Like we weren't a church. Like I've been to church for I've probably been to church maybe 15 times my whole life. Like
No, I
holidays
grew
and
up
I've
in the
gone
church,
with like
man.
my
Like-
ex and that. I never did. It was
No.
just always, but
So,
it's something that's been calling me and random shit has been
Like, I
hitting me with
swear
like,
to
yo,
you,
you need to
dog.
go. You need to go. You need to.
Like-
People are asking me to go. I'm just like, okay.
No, like I
What-
really
I'm being
feel
called.
like this.
What
No,
is
I
your
swear to
relationship
you.
with God though?
No,
I have
listen.
a relationship with God.
Listen,
Go ahead,
though.
P.
I
Go,
swear,
go.
since I didn't like, cause I tell my testimony now, like I done been through some major shit in my life, and I grew up in the church. Like I started not, and there was a point where I was like, I was off God. Nigga, I didn't believe in God or nothing, and shit was bad. Since I done been reverted back, like man, I've been the luckiest that I ever been in my
He's been
life.
good to you.
Man, since I've been praying more and waking up, going to the gym, you see my transformation.
there you
Like
go.
you done see me, I'm a different person from like
Absolutely.
2 years ago.
Absolutely.
Like damn, P in the gym.
No, he
Like
is.
no,
He's
like,
sweating out
I'm
all the
sweating
alcohol
all-
now.
like I still have my little fun. Whatever.
Right, you got to.
I'm cool with that. But like since my relationship got back right with God, like everything turned for me. Like my kids, with business, with
Yeah.
relationships
That's
now,
beautiful.
and that's what I'm like. Damn, I'm looking for love now because I'm ready for it now. And I truly believe this. Like if there's a God or no God, whatever you believe, whatever that is, I believe there is a God, and I believe there's a. My mom passed, and I was in a dark place 2 years ago. So then, like, I be listening, like, damn, my mama looking down on me because she done just blessed me now. She with God, and they talking to me, and like I'm more of a believer than I ever been because I was not a believer because the shit was going bad, and I truly believe things line up for a reason. And since I came back to believing, man, I swear shit be happening, and I be like, I go through something, right? For example, I go through something to where I'm like, damn, how I'm gonna get through this? I'm dealing with this lawsuit.
Talk to
I'm
him.
dealing with this. You know what? I'm gonna put it in God's hands, and it just turned out cracking for me. I'm like, oh damn, it turned for me.
Facts. That's
Oh,
true.
shit.
That's real.
Damn, I was like, damn. You know what? It gets to the point now, it's so cracking for me to where I'm like, I go through something. Yeah, I ain't worried about that. I'm gonna pray to God, whatever. I'm gonna get on my knees or. But since I came back, my life been flowing now.
And you have been in
I
your
love
vibe.
that.
I'm
That's
happy,
dope.
though, on
and,
God,
and I
bro.
don't even want. He said, "On God." I'm I have a
Like-
relationship, I feel like, and I feel like I
think
talk to him
you
at
should
times.
Explore it, though.
I don't go to church as much as some.
No, I don't. I ain't been to
have to
church
go
in
to
years.
church.
You
You're
don't have to
right.
go to church.
I want to go to church.
Okay,
I
get
want
in
to,
there.
Like,
yeah.
you don't have
but
to.
I hate to be one of them of, oh, now he wants to go to church.
No,
'cause he
no,
fuck-
it don't matter the
It don't
timing of
matter.
it.
But I say all that to say,
Yeah.
like, I have a pastor up in Oakland that always sends every day. He sends me messages, and it's just Jay Valentine the other day. P asked, "You want to go to church with me on Sunday?" Like, things have been calling me to go
There's a
do it. My
calling,
ex
bro.
was heavy into prayer and church, and
Good.
and it never necessarily rubbed off on me. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
respected it. We would go for Easter
Right.
or when we needed to go, but it was never something. Like I said, I grew up as someone that Sundays is for football, Sundays is for sports. That's how I grew
real.
up.
That's
You know what I
real.
mean? So, but I feel like there's been so many coincidences. Like, okay, it's time for it
pulling you.
to find and build that relationship. You know?
Can I say
swear
this? I
there's a
wanna
thing.
say
And
this
you,
really
this is,
quick.
I would tell this before you go.
Go.
You don't have to be perfect in this.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can
I'm never
still
gonna
be
be.
you.
I'm never
But
gonna
like,
be.
But-
God is this dopest motherfucker. He gonna accept you as you.
But
I
this is
swear
what
to
I'm going to
God.
tell you
No,
really
no, I
quick,
swear
though,
to
because you
God,
said
dog.
this, right? You're like, I don't want to be the motherfucker that went through something and now is going to church.
No,
but God
he gon-
makes you go through a storm to get closer
Okay.
to Him. You need
I
a
see.
test. You need a test to have a testimony. So all of the stuff you're going through is pulling you towards God. You went through
Right.
this scenario because God wants you to hear Him. You are not listening. He brought you the woman that was praying. You were not connecting there, so He had to take it away so you can come back to Him. That's what happens. You know what I'm
Did that.
saying? And
Preach
another
that.
big thing is like P said, you don't have to be perfect. I feel like people have this idea of like, I have to heal. I have to become this version of me.
She
I have
going.
to do all these things. I have to get to this place. But at the end of the day, the thing is healing is this. Healing is crying. Even though you don't cry, healing is feeling like I'm lost. Healing is feeling like I need to connect with God. Healing is feeling like I don't even know God and I want to go to church. That is all a
Ooh, she
part of
going
your
off.
healing. And you got to understand that instead of beating yourself up, forgiveness is
Oh,
the
God.
first step of getting to where you need to go. You fucked up. You're not the worst motherfucker in the world. Trust me.
No. Right,
And
on
at the
God.
end of the day, this happened to you so you can get closer to God. And maybe that will bring you back. Not maybe. It will bring you to where you need to be. It will. And that's a fact.
Ooh, that was real.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hey, oh, real. That was real. That
I
was
just
some
wanted to
real
be known.
shit
That's
right
dope.
there. That was
No,
real shit
that
right
was
there, yo.
definitely-
Damn.
I just-
I've been
yeah.
thinking about too, you know,
And
because
the
my
Lord say.
man, let him say
Yeah.
it. I want to, like, my twins. I've never been baptized. It's something that's been
Yeah.
on my
Man.
mind. I saw some
Yeah.
pictures of the twins when they were little and they got baptized, and I know my two youngest haven't been. So it's just like I think it's a journey
Yeah.
that I want to walk upon. And again, it's not.
Damn.
It's for because it feels like it just keeps calling me. Like friends are
Yeah.
asking me to go to
dog.
church. Homies are asking me to go to church.
Yeah.
Like it's
You know what it is too? Like, I can make all the money in the world or I can be the brokest. Like, my relationship with God right now, it's like, it don't matter. Like, it don't have nothing to do with money. It's just like, damn, I know I can't even explain. It's like, damn.
Do you
like,
think it's our age?
you know what?
Because I would say 2 years ago we wouldn't be having this conversation. Me and you.
For sure. 100%.
Yeah. So do you think it's
But
our
we've
age?
lost so much.
Oh, that's what it is. Loss.
When you
Ooh,
lose
that's
so
deep.
much,
Mm.
like, I've lost the relationship.
Mhm.
I've lost my mama.
Mhm.
It's just like, damn.
Where else do you go?
It's like, where do you go?
Where else do you
and
go?
it just be like, damn, like, when you lose so much, you be humble.
Yeah,
I'm
got
humble
to.
right now, bro. I'm really humble, bro. Like my mom was like my backbone.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It was like I always can go. My mom was so smart, and I didn't realize it. Not to, like, she was so smart, and like to lose. Like, now I have no parents. I just got my kids, so now I got to give them game. So
Gotta
now
pour
all
into
the
'em.
responsibility is on me
You
now.
got to pour into them. You got
Yeah.
3?
Yeah, I got 4.
4.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
important.
so like that's important, man. Like, and I've had 2-3 failed relationships, and it's just like, damn. I'm just now getting to the point where it's like I'm really looking for love, and I'm really serious about it. The next person I get with, I'm done. I'm done, bro. I'm done. I'm ready. I'm ready for her to bury me. Back. I'm ready for this motherfucker to bury me. She gonna have to bury me. This motherfucker.
And I hope that for you, bro. To
You
be
know what
honest
I'm
with you,
saying?
like I really hope
She gonna
that,
have to bury me.
and I feel like we all get to that point. Hopefully,
I'm at that
I'm
point
hoping
now, bro.
You know what I mean? It's
I'm
just
at that
like
point.
I think when you get to a certain age and you've lived the life we live, like when you look back, like we have more days behind us than we do ahead of us.
That's deep.
You know what I mean?
Well, I said that. Like,
That's
on
deep.
God.
And I got 16-year-old twins, a 6-year-old, and a 7-month-old. Like, I'm
Damn.
constantly thinking about, like, how can I continue to pave the path for these boys and lay out the games and the isms and be there for important things. And, like, nothing comes before with the boys. Like, I cancel money opportunities, cans. I was supposed to go to for the sports film fest. Nothing comes before my kids now, you know, because I feel like I missed out so much with the twins. I was a super hands-on dad with the twins, but I was playing. You know what I mean? So when I retired, like nothing, no money, no number, nothing comes between me coaching them or me just being there, period. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you just start looking at shit different. And then when you love and lose and it's your fault, it's just like, oh, man, like life is real, and life is the shit's not promised. People are dying. It's just a lot of shit. So like, I just feel like when you get older, you start thinking about this type of shit. Like, I need to be better as a man, as a father, as a potential partner down the road, as a businessman. Like, I feel like I need the excuses all the time for the excuses is gone. Like, I'm 45.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I said, there's more time behind me than there is in front of me. Like, you know what I mean? I got to do this.
Man, you giving some game right now, bro. I appreciate it. Like, man, I love seeing this side. Like, just like, you know, everybody know the little sports sides of us and all of that. Just for you to be vulnerable today.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it's
and
so
that means a lot for a lot of
hear.
other people, though. To see a black man be vulnerable and
That's
be open.
the thing, too, to your point. I mean, a ton of people, that's when I do talk, and obviously, like I said earlier, not to talk about my ex because she asked me not to, but like when I do share here and there, when I tell you there's some dog-headed women that'll be in there saying some wild shit, like come over here and cheat in peace. But a lot of men hit me up like, man, I'm going through this. What did you do? Wow, this is happening. Like, and like I said, when people are in our position, and we're not even claiming to be the top, but like when you're open and real, like that's why, again, privacy is privacy. But I think I gave privacy away when I allowed those cameras in my home with two of my families. Like, I feel like when there is stuff that I do it because I know I'm helping other people. Bro, we can get through this. You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah.
And it's real because even Paul comes on here and he'll be very vulnerable. Like, he even talked to a therapist on here. And like, you would be so shocked about how many people are just like, wow, like as a black man, I don't see that. I didn't come from that. I'm told to suck it up. Like all the things you guys were saying. And it's like so important to me. This is why this podcast matters to me, because black men specifically do not have safe spaces. They're not. If as a black woman, I can call my homegirls and cry, vent, talk crazy, hang up, call them back. They'll come over. As a man, you guys internalize everything you're going through.
Yeah.
Even what
you
you're going through, that's internalized right now.
I hear,
you don't know. You can't go talk to nobody.
We go through like, I just remember like, I'm giving my Hall of Fame speech, and KG like, don't you go out here and cry, because as men we talk like that.
Because I'm supposed to.
Like, you're not supposed to. And then as I'm giving like, don't you go out here and cry. But like, damn, this is like a sad and special moment to where we probably should
even
cry.
if happy too.
Like, this is a happy.
You can cry when you're happy.
Like, yeah, like I should.
But like
cry.
I said, that's when I say we're programmed. Like, and it wasn't that a weird way. It was just community. Like, it was as love from our parents. Like, yo, you can't get walked over in this. You're going to get walked over.
Yeah.
So that, like I said, we're programmed. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just like, nigga, you better not cry. What are you doing?
Yeah. Even as men in relationships, I was with a man and he was like, listen, you can tell me that I can be vulnerable and open and tell you my issues. But if I do, you will start to emasculate.
But you know the thing is, I will say this.
Go ahead.
You know why we program like this? Because when we do become vulnerable, when we do cry in our women's face, it get thrown back in our face.
But by the wrong woman.
By the wrong, it don't matter. Like I feel like I'd be vulnerable with you because I was with a girl. I was like, I expressed my feelings. I cried in front of her. And then when shit got bad, it got thrown back in my face. So now it's like, damn, that create the wall.
It creates a wall.
That create this fucking shell around me now. So like, man, I'm never gonna be vulnerable again. Like, damn, I gave this with my vulnerability.
But that's tough. You know what I mean? How are you not allowing to have one of your emotions be present in a situation?
Man,
you know what I mean? And it's. I mean, I luckily haven't had that. You know what I mean?
Man,
mine's just more like
face,
mine's more like I just can't. Like, I can't. I can't cry. I don't know why I can't.
Because we taught to be like tough. Like I went to 3 funerals in high school, bro. Dude, that's not normal.
No.
I went to 3 funerals in high school before I was I went to 3 funerals before I was a 12th grader. I came to practice the next day and my teammate wasn't there.
That's horrible.
Like my teammate wasn't there. And this is a dude I went to the movies with the weekend before. We went to he picked me up. He was the only one with the car. Took us to the movies and he didn't come to practice day. And I was like, where do that? Oh, he got killed.
It's crazy.
Like, dog, and we've talked to be like, oh,
that's
man.
LA for you too. And LA, I went to a lot of funerals
school,
too.
bro.
Yeah,
like,
it's just people get killed. You're so used to that.
But like growing up in that, it's traumatizing. We don't realize that because as a kid, you like, oh, that's normal.
Yeah.
We're supposed to look at that. That's normal. Like to have your homies die and me to talk about I hope I make it to 21, you know, and not be in jail or dead is not normal. When a normal kid life should be like, oh, I want to experience this, travel the world, or go to college, or at least see something, or have a girlfriend, have a wife, have kids, and you know, whatever. Like me, I'm like, oh, I just want to make it to 21.
I'm lucky from the fact, you know, obviously hearing that and knowing that and being in LA for more than half my life. But I grew up in Northern California where we just threw hands, and I'm blessed for that. Like we fought.
No,
motherfuckers
that's
fought
the
a lot.
Era. That is the era.
And that's what
born
it
in
should be.
Oakland.
Yeah.
That's what it should be. But
I agree.
Unfortunate, and obviously there's gunplay everywhere. But I feel like down in LA, it's
It
just
was
it's
No, it was
automatic.
hands until it got to that.
Yeah.
He died,
Embarrassment.
Like he
You
whooped.
get
Then they're
Yeah.
embarrassed. I mean, I was
Yeah.
at parties getting shot up. I'm running out, losing my heels in high school. Like this stuff, it happens
did
in
that?
LA.
Where you was at?
What do you mean? Where's I grew up in LA too.
I know,
went-
but you was probably in Orange County somewhere.
No,
or
I
some
wasn't.
shit.
I went to Poly, Long Beach Poly. So
You went to Long Beach Poly?
Yes, I went to Long Beach Poly.
That's crazy.
So yeah, don't ever get it
You
twisted.
look like a motherfucker that went to
She said,
motherfucker
"Don't
like
play me."
modern day or some shit.
No, I went to
Shit.
Long Beach
You
Poly,
stupid.
baby. Okay.
Orange County.
And I was
Class
there-
of what?
08,
08.
09. I didn't
09.
graduate from there. I actually stopped going to high school when I was 15.
damn.
Oh, you retired from high school?
I retired.
That's what's
yeah.
up.
Oh, damn, you dropped out.
Straight to the
No,
league.
I didn't drop out. I just graduated early.
Oh, really? You
How
were that
did
smart?
You
I'm
smart like
so
that?
smart.
Really?
You know, that's why I could tell y'all, about yourself. No, just
You was
kidding.
just preaching.
No, but anyways, besides that,
Oh,
Matt, we really are
God.
grateful that you came
Man,
on the show.
Matt, you've been amazing, dog.
Yeah, like
Hey,
you really showed some
this is dope.
vulnerability.
This
You
is
know,
dope.
I feel like it's important. And it's really, again, why, like, I have nephews, like young Black nephews, and I see them like so suppressed and they can't really share how they feel. And everything is internalized.
Yeah.
And they're like, they go through a breakup, they can't call their homies and be crying. Like, they go be like, what you talking about?
It's a buildup. So
Yeah.
then something small will set us off or
Yeah.
set them off. That's it's
Exactly.
unfortunate. But I like it's more of a realer conversation now than it's been in the past. Again, to show
Right.
emotion from where we come from is not it wasn't a thing in our generation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I said, that's when I said I applaud these athletes that have come out and say, hey, like I need help. I need someone to talk to. And it's okay to be
God.
manly and an athlete and need someone to pour into. So again, God is a part of that. Therapy is a part of that. If you got good homies that you can, or homegirls you could talk to, but you need to talk to someone because this is a crazy world.
It definitely is. It definitely is.
Thanks,
Yes,
B.
thank
Love
you,
you,
Matt.
bro. No
I
doubt.
really
Yeah,
appreciate
no,
it
Love you,
so
Thank you
bro.
for having
much.
me.
That was lit.
Yeah,
Man,
I really
hey,
appreciate
Thank
it.
y'all for tuning in, man. Truth After Dark. Make sure you like and subscribe. Truth After Dark.
Yes.
You gonna get some real authentic shit from some real people, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, Matt.
Thank you guys for
Seriously,
having
this
me.
was really
Man,
dope.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Truth After Dark.
Do you think that men or women are more toxic?
Put your seatbelts on. Hide your kids, hide your wife.